I believe in my neighbour, my fellow man, meeting up and struggling to understand our lives as best we can. The hall is a safe space where we can think, talk, learn, listen, laugh and dance. It brings out the best in us. So come along and see what we're doing with your own eyes. Don't be frightened.
It's about Jimmy Gralton, who was like a left-wing, socially active Leitrim man who returns to Ireland in the 30s, having spent 10 years in the US, and he decides to open up a community hall because he sees that that's what his kind of deprived and poverty-stricken friends and family need.
Because they were doing it outside the control of the church opposed it. They were also putting on classes, lessons which the church felt education should be controlled by the Catholic Church, and they got involved in political activism and supporting tenants who'd been evicted, so the landlords opposed it. And Jimmy Gralton's weapon was the gramophone. He brought a gramophone back from the States and he played Paul Robeson, and we think he might have played jazz. So all in all, he was targeted, and they tried to close it down. And the film's the story of trying to keep the hall open.
Gralton and his crew are atheists. So our community faces a choice: Christ or Jimmy Gralton's hall.
I came across him from a wonderful friend who's a writer and actor in Ireland called Donal O'Kelly, and he told me about this little story, and it was almost like you could smell it had all the different levels and was bubbling with ideas. So I really owe Donal a big bottle of whiskey.
I think the idea of a free space is very contemporary, because we have, we're a very manipulated society. We have this notion, or we're told how free we are, and yet there are ideas that is very that really aren't given space. All people who express them are seen as national treasures, or rather quaint, or they're given other ways of sidelining them. So while we're more sophisticated than the Catholic Church was in the 30s, nevertheless the control of ideas is very sophisticated, but ever present.
And what was lovely about the story, there was lots of levels to it. You know, there was that fun, there was the music, there was the dancing, there was the songs, but there was also a time of, great political oppression, and there were very brave people, and how they challenged the rich and the powerful of those times is very interesting as well. So he's a real Renaissance character, really.
Why is an old tin hall so dangerous?
It's not just a building, it's what we are. And we have to protect it.
What I really would love is just for people, and it was very important at home, we had a premiere last night in Dublin, that people know who he was and take a sense of doing something for your community that's not selfish, not something that's just for you, but something for your community.
I hope they come out with some of the spirit of Jimmy Gralton, who was a man of great humanity, fun, and determination to keep his ideas afloat.
Wouldn't it be great if it led to some, decent political activism, and people thought, you know what, we can make a meaningful change to the world we live in.
We need to take control of our lives again, to live and to celebrate, to dance as free human beings.